snow. Driving down the busy street, greeting people that he meets. Someone could be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam. He's always on the scene, Fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door.
All in a good cause. Pontypandy was buzzing with charity. The fire service was raising money for the children's hospital, and Trevor the bus was helping Bella with her home improvements. He was doing some cementing in front of Bella's cafe when Fireman Sam came across the street carrying a small black case. "Morning, Trev," said Sam. "What are you up to? Crazy paving?" "I've just finished putting in a shower for Bella, and I've had to do a bit of work out here to finish off the cement," said Trevor. "What have you got in that case, Sam?" "Raffle money," said Sam, "for the children's hospital." "Whoa, I've got some of that," said Trevor, and he took an empty raffle ticket book and some money out of his pocket. "Here you are, Sam." "Good, man," said Sam. "That should bring us up to about £300. Tidy little donation, that. Now, I'm just going to pop in on Bella and see if she'd like to buy a ticket." But when Sam came into the cafe, he could hardly move for piles of old books and cases and other rubbish. He put his own little black case down on the table and looked around. "Good heavens, Bella! Is this a cafe, or are you having a bring and buy sale?"
Trevor is so kind. He's put the en-suite shower in my bedroom, and I have a good clean out at the same time.
"Now then, Bella, how about a raffle ticket?"
Of course, I take all the book,
said Bella. But as she stretched across to take it from Sam...
Oh, no!
She knocked everything off the table and onto the floor. Fireman Sam picked up all the cases and boxes. "I think this one's mine," he said, sorting out a little black case from the pile. "Here you are, then. There are your tickets."
Grazie, Sam. Goodbye. Mamma mia, what about the fingers I have today?
When Sam arrived back at the fire station, he found Penny and Elvis looking at a huge basket full of apples, grapes, oranges, and other delicious fruit. "What's that, then?" he said.
Hello, Sam, said Penny. Mrs. Price has donated this fruit.
"It's not like her, that, being generous," said Elvis. "She can't be feeling very well." Just then, Station Officer Steele came in from his office. "What's all this, Fireman Sam?" he asked. "The charity appeal, sir," said Sam. "We've already raised £300 with the raffle." And he handed over the little black case to Station Officer Steele. "Excellent. I knew I'd raised the money. You will find the bed for this afternoon's bed push around the back. I only wish I could join you." The bed was on wheels, and Penny sat on it with a bucket to collect money in, while Sam and Elvis pushed it around the town. "Oh, Pandy Hill's quite steep, isn't it?" said Sam. "You're telling me it is," said Elvis, "especially for pushing beds up." As they pushed the heavy bed up and down the hills of Pontypandy, Bella was just bringing all her old boxes and cases out of the cafe and piling them on the pavement by her garden gate.
I nearly finish. The day is dawning. I have the shower tomorrow morning.
"All finished out here, Bella," said Trevor, standing up and admiring his new cement. "I'll be on my way."
Ah, first for you, cappuccino time,
said Bella, going back into the cafe. Trevor was just about to follow her when Norman Price came round the corner.
"Oh, wet cement," he said. "I am Mr. Evans."
"Norman Price, stay where you are," said Trevor. "I don't trust you near my nice new concrete."
"Can I just write my name on the corner?"
"No, you cannot." But Norman had an idea. He reached into his pocket and held out a paper bag.
Would you like one of my boiled sweets, Mr. Evans?
Oh, I don't mind if I do. Thank you, Norman. Trevor stepped forward to take one of the sweets, and he put his foot right in the wet concrete. Norman Price, you wait till I tell your mother, shouted Trevor. Norman's mother, Dillis, was at the bus stop a few streets away. She'd been waiting quite a long time.
I don't know.
She grumbled.
What kind of bus does Trevor Evans think he's running? A slow coach?
Suddenly she heard the sound of squeaking wheels, and round the corner came a great big iron bed. It was Sam, Elvis, and Penny. Hello, Dillis. We're on a sponsored bed push,
Huh? Well, don't ask me to help.
said Dillis.
I haven't got enough energy to push my shopping trolley, never mind a great iron bed. I've been waiting a million years for Trevor the bus.
No need to wait for a bus, said Sam. You can have a lift on the bed.
Well, seeing as you were insisting, Sam, I think I will.
Said Dillis, sitting on the bed.
Quite comfy, really.
She took the collecting bucket from Penny, and off they went. Penny, Sam, and Elvis pushing. And in no time at all, they were whizzing down the hill towards Dillis's shop.
Ooh, I feel like the Queen of Sheba. Well, I quite enjoyed that ride after all. Thank you, Sam.
Cheerio, Dillis. Dillis climbed off the bed, and as Sam and the others trundled off down the street, she noticed the great pile of old boxes and cases stacked up outside Bella's cafe.
Well, there's a little treasure trove.
Bella was coming up with the last load.
I think I'm nearly finishing now. Bella, you're not going to leave this stuff cluttering up the pavement, are you?
Asked Dillis.
No, I'm making the bonfire in the back garden.
Said Bella.
What? You going to burn all this? It's only rubbish. Oh, yes, I can see that.
Said Dillis. But while Bella went inside again, she decided to have a good look through the stuff anyway, just in case there was anything worth keeping. Back at the fire station, Officer Steele was just settling down with his calculator and his accounts book to check the £300 Sam had collected. He took the little black case Sam had given him, put it on the table, and opened the lid. The case was completely empty. Good grief! Where's the money? Just then he heard Penny's voice. Did you see Dillis's face when she was riding down the road? Aye, laughed Sam. Thought she was the bee's knees, didn't she? Station Officer Steele came to the door of his office. Fireman Sam. Here we are, sir. A good few tenners to add to the 300. I think we'd better have a word in my office, please. Work? Said Elvis. Something's up. Sam stepped into the office. What is it, sir? He asked, looking at Station Officer Steele's serious face. There was no money in the case, Fireman Sam. Not a penny. Where? Where's it gone? Asked Sam, looking inside the case. When did you see it last? Well, earlier today, sir. I was in Bella's cafe, and I sold her some tickets. Hang on. This isn't my case. It looks like mine, but it isn't. What? Bella was having a cup of coffee with Trevor when the phone rang. It was Sam. Bella, listen carefully. Do you remember seeing a little black case this morning?
Yes, an old one. My uncle in Rome, he gave it me.
Well, I think I've got yours here in the station, so you must have mine there in the cafe. Don't let it out of your sight. We'll come over and fetch it straight away.
Oh, no, Sam. I just put everything on the bonfire. Sam?
In no time at all, Sam and the others were on their way to put out the bonfire and save the charity money. Jupiter screeched to a halt outside the cafe. Bella's cat Rosa was so frightened by the noise, she jumped onto Trevor's brand new wet concrete and made paw marks all over it. Oh, no, said Trevor as he and Bella came out of the cafe to see what all the fuss was about.
It's only a bonfire I make,
cried Bella, as Sam kicked open her garden gate and ran in with the hose reel. But it was too late. There was nothing left but a pile of cinders. "What a tragedy," said Sam. £300 gone up in smoke.
It's my fault, Sam,
said Bella.
I am so sorry.
Everybody felt very miserable. They all went inside for a cup of coffee, while Trevor got out his trowel and patched up his concrete again. Suddenly, the cafe door opened, and there stood Dilys Price, holding a small black case.
Bella? Bella Lasagna? Where's that daft Italian millionairess? Look what I found. £300!
She opened the case and took out a great handful of banknotes.
£300, I'm telling you. She must have money to burn.
"Oh, Dilys," cried Sam. "You don't know how close to the truth you are. It's wonderful you found the raffle ticket money." Trevor popped his head around the door. "Third time lucky," he said. "Concreting's finished, Bella, and if I say so myself, I've done it to a T."
"Oh, at the last,"
said Bella, and they all went outside to have a look. The concrete was lovely and smooth and wet, except for one thing. Someone had drawn a grinning face with spiky hair and glasses right in the middle of it with a stick. Everyone knew whose face it was. "Oh, Norman Price!"
When he used his fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. Someone might be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam. Always on the scene, Fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door.
Lost in the fog, the atmosphere was so thick in Dilys Price's shop that you could cut it with a knife. Norman had been letting off stink bombs again.
"Boo, Norman!"
said Dilys, spraying air freshener all round the place.
"Yes, ma'am."
said Norman.
"That smells permanented through the whole house."
"It was an accident, ma'am. Honest."
"Accident, my foot.
scolded Dilys.
Now someone's got to clean the shop right through."
"Well, I do it, ma'am, but I've got to catch the bus to Newtown with Penny and James. We're going to Penny Morris's house for tea, and then we're off to the pictures after,"
"Well, you can put that right out of your mind."
said Dilys. And she left Norman to clean the shop while she went over to Bella's cafe to have a sit-down with a cup of tea and the newspaper.
"Well, I never. It do say here in my horoscope that the world is my oyster. Now, what do you think of that then, Bella?" "Oh, you no believe in the horoscope, Mrs. Price. It's a rubbish, the fortune-telling." "Mrs. Lasagna, my grandmother came from pure Roman stock. She once told me that I would have a son who'd be Prime Minister of Wales one day."
James and Sarah, who were at the next table, were amazed. "What, Norman?" said James. "Huh," said Sarah.
"Mamma mia."
Bella said.
"Yes, tea leaves told her. And what's more, she taught me how to read them. Have you finished with your cup?"
Dilys took Bella's teacup and stared at the tea leaves in the bottom.
"Oh, I see trouble. And, yes, you're going to meet a man soon. He's dark and handsome."
"Oh, that's amazing," said James. "Will you tell our fortunes, Mrs. Price?" said Sarah, and they gave their teacups to Dilys. She peered at the tea leaves carefully.
"Oh, I see you're going on a long journey this afternoon to Newtown."
"Wow," said Sarah. "That's amazing. Is there anything else?"
"Well, there's so much to see.
said Dillis quickly, just as Trevor the bus came into the cafe. "Ah, there you are," he said to the twins. "Come on, you two. We better get going."
Mamma mia,
said Bella, looking at Trevor.
he's the dark and handsome man. Oh, Trevor?
said Dillis.
Oh, well, yes. Here you are. You see, my predicament came true.
Trevor's bus, with James and Sarah on board, was soon driving through the countryside on the way to Newtown. Sarah was looking out of the window.
Oh, look at those daisies, she said to James. Can you stop here, Mr. Evans, so we can pick them for Penny? We'll walk the rest of the way.
"All right, my sugar lumps," said Trevor, stopping the bus. "But there's a fog on the hills up there, and it'll be real pea souper before long. So take care, and don't dawdle."
Thanks, Mr. Evans. We won't.
called the twins as Trevor drove.
Brilliant, said Sarah. Penny loves flowers. Come on.
And off they went, through a wooden gate across the field to where the daisies were growing. They were so absorbed in picking great big bunches of flowers that they didn't notice that the fog was starting to get thicker.
Come on, said James. We'll miss the film. No, we won't, said Sarah. Let's have a few more minutes. Sarah, said James, I can't see the gate.
Sarah looked up.
It's over there, she said.
They walked across the field. They could just see the fence in the fog, but there was no gate.
Then it must be this way, said Sarah.
They walked back the other way, but there was no gate there either. It was getting very foggy and very cold.
We're lost, cried Sarah.
Back in Pontypandy, the phone was ringing at the fire station. Sam picked it up. "Good afternoon. Pontypandy Fire Station?"
Sam, it's Penny. Have you seen Sarah and James? They should be here by now, and with this fog.
Sam had a quick think. "I tell you what, Penny, can you meet me halfway? They've got to be somewhere between Pontypandy and Newtown."
Will do.
So Sam jumped into Jupiter, switched on the headlights, and drove slowly out of Pontypandy in the thick fog towards Newtown. At the same time, Penny was in her rescue tender, taking the road towards Pontypandy. Sam's voice came through on the radio.
Fireman Sam to firefighter Penny Morris. Over. Go ahead, Sam. Over.
"Whereabouts are you?"
Good question, Sam. It's so foggy that I can't see any landmarks. Oh, just a minute. There are some headlights up ahead.
"Hang on, Penny. There's a car."
Heavens, it's Jupiter.
The fire engine and the rescue tender had come face to face in the narrow country lane. Sam climbed out of his cab.
Oh, that was close, he said.
"I've always said we needed radar. There's no sign of the children, then?"
No, nothing.
said Penny, peering through the fog. Then she noticed something white on the ground by a gate.
Hey, look, what's this? It's someone's hanky, and there's an S on it.
"Let's see," said Sam.
That's Sarah's.
"They must have gone into the field," said Penny. "I'll go and look," said Sam. "You stay here in case they find their way back."
Okay, Sam,
said Penny, and she watched as Sam disappeared through the gate and into the fog. It was beginning to get very gloomy, and somewhere out in the thick mist, the twins were still trying to find their way back to the gate.
I was sure we were going the right way, said Sarah anxiously. We're lost because of you, said James. It's not my fault, said Sarah. Just because... Oh!
She started to sink into a marshy, muddy piece of ground. There was nothing to hold on to, and she just kept sinking lower and lower into the mud.
The ground's swallowing me up, she cried. Here, grab my hand, shouted James. It's no good. I can't reach. Help! Somebody! Help!
Far away across the field, Sam heard the children's voices. "Sarah! James!" he called. "I'm on my way!" He ran through the thick fog in the direction of their cries, and soon found Sarah almost up to her neck in mud. She was still sinking. "Great fires of London! gasped Sam. "I can't come forward or I'll sing too. Now, keep quite still, Sarah." "Fireman Sam to firefighter Penny Morris. Over." "Hello, Sam. Any luck?" "Over." "Drive straight across this field just as fast as you can." "Right you are." Penny started up the fire tender, switched on the blue flashing light, and drove through the gate across the field. Fireman Sam could see her headlights coming towards him through the gloom. "I'll get some rope," he said as soon as Penny arrived. "You prepare the winch. Now, Sarah, I'm going to throw you a rope like a lasso, and you've got to get the loop under your arms." "Okay, Uncle Sam," said Sarah. Sam threw the rope. "Got it," said Sarah. "Well done," called Sam. "Now, Penny, start winching." "Hold on tight, Sarah. You're almost there." Sarah held on very tight indeed, and slowly the rope pulled her out of the mud towards Sam and Penny. "Try and grab my hand, Sarah," called Sam. Sarah reached out and caught Sam's hand. "There you are," he said, giving her a big hug. "A bit muddy, but none the worse." "Oh, thanks, Uncle Sam." As soon as they got back to Pontypandy, Sam took them all to Bella's cafe for a nice hot meal.
"Bon appetit,"
said Bella.
"My mama always say to me, a nice sort of ravioli make you forget your troubles."
They were just tucking in when the door opened, and in came Dilys and Norman.
"What are you two doing here?"
Dilys asked the twins.
"You're supposed to be in the pictures."
"How'd you know that?" asked Sarah.
It just comes to me. It's the tea leaf, see?"
"No, it isn't," said Norman. "I told her this morning about going to Penny's." He didn't manage to say any more because his mum had her hand firmly over his mouth.
"Oh, what a little chatterbox Norman can be,"
she said, but she looked very embarrassed indeed.
When he hears the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. Someone might be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam. He's always on the scene, Fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door.
Norman's Pitfall. Norman Price was sitting by the bank of a little stream doing a spot of fishing. "Cool, this is brilliant. I got the best maggots in Pontypandy, and there's more in my maggot farm under Mum's bed." Suddenly there was a loud meow just behind Norman. He looked round, and there was Rosa, the big ginger cat from Bella's cafe. "Hiya, Rosa. Come for a walk, have you?" "Meow." Not far away, over the wall in the next field, Bella was having a picnic with Sarah and James. She brought all sorts of things to eat.
"See, I make the special Italian pizzas."
"Great, Bella," said James. "I love mini pizzas."
"And I bring the picnic fish for Rosa."
Bella had brought a special plate for Rosa with a big fish on it. But while she looked round to see where Rosa had got to, Norman Price was casting his fishing line. It came flying over the wall and hooked the fish off the plate. Then, as Norman flicked his rod forward, the fish hit him on the back of the head.
Crumbs,
Said Norman.
I get a bite already. There must be more where that came from.
Norman stood up and went to look over the wall. There was the picnic. It looked delicious.
What a spread,
Thought Norman.
Ha! They didn't invite me on their picnic. Perhaps I'll do some chocolate creamy clay fishing next.
While Rosa watched, Norman cast his fishing line over the wall and hooked a chocolate eclair from one of the plates. The eclair came flying back through the air, but it hit a wasp's nest in a tree, and before Norman could take the eclair off the hook and eat it, he was surrounded by angry, buzzing wasps.
No, no,
Shouted Norman.
buzz off! Private party! Wasps not allowed!
Sarah heard the noise and looked up.
Look, it's Norman.
Bella looked up too.
Ah, he's the captain of the wasps. Drop the cake,
Called James.
They don't want you, they want the cake. No, find us keepers.
Shouted Norman, and he started running away across the field, holding the cake high in the air. The wasps followed.
Go away, stupid creatures. I'm not that interesting.
And as Bella and the children started to run across the field after him, Norman just disappeared from view.
Oh, where he gone?
I don't know.
Where are you, Norman? Norman! He's lost. Ew.
What is it, Rosa? James and Sarah ran over to Rosa. She was standing by the edge of a deep, deep hole. Listen. He's down there. Bella, Norman's fallen down this hole.
Mamma mia! It's at the old coal mine under here.
I better phone the fire brigade, said James, and he ran off to find a telephone box.
Be as quick as you can.
Shouted Sarah. Down at the bottom of the hole, Norman tried to stand up in the darkness of the old coal mine. He took a few steps. He didn't seem to have any broken bones, but the air was difficult to breathe, and it was very cold and frightening.
Oh, crumbs!
He thought to himself.
I'll never see daylight again.
At the fire station, James' 999 call was just coming through. "Come on, men," said Station Officer Steele. "Boy down mine shaft near Pandy Lane Farm." In just a few seconds, Fireman Sam and Elvis were in the cab of Jupiter with the engine running.
All present and correct, sir.
Said Sam.
Right, let's go.
Soon they were racing through the countryside with their blue lights flashing.
We're very near now, sir. Look, there's James.
They turned into the field where James was standing waiting for them. Then he took them across to the hole, and they quickly unloaded their special equipment while Bella and Sarah watched.
Fireman Sam, maybe it's too late,
Whispered Bella anxiously.
Right, Fireman Sam.
Said Station Officer Steele.
Prepare gas detector.
Fireman Sam took a long black pipe and lowered it deep into the hole. Then he pumped some air from the bottom of the hole up the pipe and into his special gas detector. A red light started to flash.
There's a high level of poisonous gas down there, sir,
Said Sam.
None too healthy.
Right, said Station Officer Steele.
Mask up, men. Breathing apparatus. On the double.
Right away, sir. Sam and Elvis quickly put on their masks with oxygen tanks to help them breathe. Then they clipped on their radios and picked up their powerful torches. Sam tied the end of a long rope round his waist.
Is all your equipment ready, Fireman Sam?
Yes, sir.
Good. I'll lower you now.
Sam clambered down into the hole. Deeper and deeper he went. as Station Officer Steele let out the rope from the back of the fire engine. Everyone watched and waited. Then Sam's voice came through on the radio. Fireman Sam to Station Officer Steele. I've reached the bottom. Stop lowering. I'm now tying off the guideline and standing clear. Roger, Fireman Sam. Out. Now then, Fireman Criddington. You next. Down into the hole climbed Elvis with the rope tied round his middle. At the bottom, Sam helped him untie the rope, and then they switched on their torches and looked around. Can't see him, sir. Moving on and into the tunnel. Over. Proceed with caution. You have 20 minutes of oxygen left. Norman saw the light from the torches coming towards him. He was so weak, and the air was so bad now that he could hardly speak. Help! Hang on, Norman. We're on our way. Over here. Fireman Sam. There he is. Sam and Elvis clambered over the rubble towards Norman. Sam took out his spare gas mask and oxygen cylinder. He held the mask over Norman's face while Elvis turned on the oxygen. There, my lad, you breathe into that. You'll be fine in no time. Don't worry, Norm. Everything's okay. We've located Norman, sir. He's safe and well. Making our way back. Over. Station Officer Steele was delighted. Well done, Fireman Sam. You've still got 10 minutes oxygen supply left. Over and out. Great, said Sarah. Terrific, said James. Is nothing like a happy ending, said Bella. Suddenly the radio started sending out strange noises. What's that? Shouted James. Fireman Sam calling Station Officer Steele. The tunnel roof's caving in. We're in grave trouble. Over. Stay back, Norman boy. When the smoke and dust cleared, Sam could see that the way back to the hole was completely blocked. We'll never get through that, will we? Fireman Sam to Station Officer Steele. Roof collapse hindering exit. Instructions, please. Over. Calling Station Officer Steele. Come in, please. Over. No response. The radio's packed up. We're on our own now, with only 5 minutes of oxygen left. Meow. What was that? Meow. It's Rosa. And sure enough, there was Rosa, standing only a few feet away from them. Now then, Rosa, said Elvis, bending down to stroke her. How did you get in here? Not the same way as us, I'm sure, said Sam. And that means there must be another way out. Come on, boys. Rosa can show us. In less than 5 minutes, Rosa had led Fireman Sam, Elvis and Norman out of the old coal mine and back up the field to join the others. And later on, when Sam went round to the cafe for a celebration tea with Bella and the children, who should pop in but Norman Price and his mum. Norman was carrying a big dish with a cover on it. What was it you wanted to say, darling? Said his mum, pushing him forward. Thank you, James, for phoning. Thank you, Fireman Sam, for finding me. And most of all, thank you, Rosa, for showing me the way out. And he lifted the lid off the big dish. There underneath was the most beautiful fish tied up in a great big bowl. Rosa was delighted. And so was everyone else. I tell you what, Bella, said Sam. We could have Rosa as an auxiliary firefighter. What do you think?
When he used the fire bell chime, Fireman Sam is there on time. Someone might be in a jam, so hurry, hurry, Fireman Sam. Always on the scene, Fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door.
ring. It was the day after the twins' birthday, and they were on their way to Uncle Sam's. He promised to take them swimming as a birthday treat. James was carrying a brand new model plane with a remote control. "It's brill, this plane," he said. "I'm glad I asked for it." "It's mine as much as yours," said Sarah. As they'd reached Sam's house, Penny was just leaving. "Hello, Uncle Sam. Hello, Penny," said Sarah. "We brought our bathers." "Well, I've just been trying to ring you two," said Sam. "I'm afraid I can't take you swimming. Station Officer Steele's got the flu, so I've got to work this afternoon." "Oh, no," said the children. "I've only got my lunch hour," said Penny, "but we could go to the park and try out the plane." "Okay," said the children, cheering up a bit. "See you later, Uncle Sam." "Right-o. Enjoy yourselves." Sam waved goodbye as James and Sarah jumped into Penny's fire tender, and they all drove off to the park. In Bella's cafe, Dillis and Bella were having a cup of tea. Bella was showing off a great big ring on her finger.
"He's a family heirloom. He's a beautiful. No, Mrs. Surprise."
Muttered Dillis.
They can work wonders in class these days, can't they?
They looked up as Trevor Evans came in. "Good morning, ladies, and two of the loveliest ladies in Pontypandy. There's luck for me."
"Oh, you were a card, Trevor."
"Well, I'll have a cup of tea, please, Bella, my lovely."
"Okay, and just the wash of the cups."
"Goodness me, what's that on your finger? You've got a diamond bigger than a sugar lump. Have you got yourself engaged to a millionaire?"
"Don't be daft, man,"
scolded Dillis.
"She inhabited that ring."
Just then, Dillis's boy Norman popped his head round the door of the cafe.
"Ma'am, there's a man in the shop. Tell him I'm closed for lunch. From the VAT." "Oh, no, excuse me. Norman, wait. Hang on, come back here this minute. What exactly did you tell him?"
Dillis rushed out after Norman as Bella put Trevor's cup of tea down on the table. "Now come on, Bella, my lovely," said Trevor. "Let's have a proper look at that beautiful ring of yours." Bella held out her hand so that Trevor could get a good look at the ring. But it wasn't there anymore. "Bella Bach, where is it?"
"Mamma mia, she disappeared into a slim air."
"Well, you had it on when you washed those cups."
"Cara mia, I've lost it into the sink."
She went over to the sink and had a good look all round it.
"Oh, no, no, isn't nothing here."
"Well, it's gone down the plug hole, it has. I bet you anything. I just hid the grill off the hole and reached down here." But Trevor's hand was too big to reach down the plug hole. So while Bella tried reaching down with her hand, Trevor got down underneath the sink to try and undo the waste pipe. Now, which one is it? Oh, must be this one. Oh, lovely neck.
"Trevor, what have you done?"
I think I've snapped the cold water pipe. Come over here, Bella, quick.
"I can't. My hand is just stuck into the plug hole."
Out in the park, Penny was helping James and Sarah fly the model plane. "Ready for takeoff?" "I think so," said Sarah. "Right then," said James. "Trucks away! Lift off!" Penny let the plane go, and it flew right up over the park. Sarah had the remote control. "That's brill," said James. "Make it loop-the-loop." Sarah was just doing a fantastic loop-the-loop when Norman Price appeared. "Cool," he said. "That's a wicked plane, that. Can I have a go?" "Oh, no, Norman," said James. "You break it." Meanwhile, the inside of Bella's cafe was filling up with water like a great big bath. Trevor was soaking wet from trying to mend the pipe. "It's flowing like the river Taff, Bella. What can I do?" "I know. Where's the stop tap?"
"It's under the end. Oh, I no remember."
"Try to think hard, my lovely. I'll dial 999. But when Trevor lifted up the phone, the only sound he could get out of it was this. Back in the park, Norman was having a go with the remote control.
The great Normando!
She shouted.
Master of the skies!
The plane was zooming and diving all over the place. Suddenly Norman made it fly straight at the children.
The kids!
Yelled Penny.
Don't worry!
Laughed Norman. But when he pulled the control stick hard to make the plane swoop up again, the stick broke off in his hand.
Look out! It's going to crash!
Shouted Sarah. Norman threw the remote control on the ground and ran away. James picked it up. There was nothing he could do. It was broken. And they watched the plane as it flew out of the park and disappeared over the roof of Bella's cafe.
Oh,
We'll never see it again, said Sarah sadly.
yes, we will.
Said Penny.
Come on.
Off they ran, out of the park and across to Bella's cafe. The first thing they saw was water gushing out into the street from Bella's front door.
Look at Bella's,
Said James.
it sprung a leak.
Penny went looking through the window. She could see cups and saucers and chairs and tables floating around the cafe. Trevor was up on the one end of the counter, and Bella was sitting on the other end, leaning over the sink with her hand still stuck in the plug hole.
Heavens, what a flood!
Said Penny. Now you two go to the call box and phone the fire brigade. I'll fetch the portable pump from the tender. While the children went off to dial 999, Penny took the pump over to the cafe and tried to open the door. She had to push very hard, and when it finally opened, water poured out onto the pavement like a waterfall.
Don't let my coffee drown.
Shouted Bella. Where's the mains, Bella? Asked Penny.
Oh, I forgot.
It might be under the stairs.
Ah, yes, I remember now. He's under the stairs.
Muttered Trevor. Brain of Britain. Fireman Evans, said Penny, giving the hose back to Trevor. I need your help with pumping out water.
Oh,
Right up, Penny.
Firefighter Morris.
Penny was just under the stairs turning off the water when Jupiter pulled up outside. Bella, said Sam as he and Elvis came through the door. Are you usually behind the counter, not on top of it?
I know, it's terrible. My hand is stuck.
Right then, Fireman Gridlington, let's free Bella. As Sam and Elvis poured washing up liquid onto Bella's hand to make it nice and slippery, Penny and Trevor came back into the cafe and started the pump going to suck up the water through the hosepipe and out into the street.
Hello, Sam.
Said Penny.
Everything's under control.
Lucky you happened to be passing, Penny, said Sam. Now, Bella, let's give your hand a twist and see what happens. Bella's hand slipped out of the plug hole with no trouble at all.
Oh, my hand is come out. Grazie, Sam, my hero.
As soon as the last drop of water had been mopped up, Bella made them all a cup of tea and a great big cake.
Allora, I make the bellissimo gatto for say grazie for saving me from the drowning.
Sarah and James had found their plane in Bella's back garden, and Sam promised to fix it for them.
Hooray,
Said Sarah.
Mega Brill,
Said James. Lovely cup of tea, this, Bella, said Trevor. Pass the sugar, would you, James? Without looking, Trevor put a couple of spoonfuls of sugar into his tea and stirred it. Then he took a sip. You all right, Trevor? Asked Sam. Out of Trevor's mouth flew Bella's ring. It landed on his saucer. Trevor was amazed. Well, I never.
Mamma mia,
Said Bella.
it's the diamond ring. He go down the wrong pipe.
Well, it must have been in the sugar, said Trevor. Anyway, it looks very sweet on your finger. And he took a hand and slipped the ring back where it belonged. There you are, my lovely.
Oh, tremore.
When he